Hi guys, we're gonna start live streaming the event. Just gonna turn this around.
When I say Atlas, you say core. Atlas. Core. Atlas. Core. When I say class 21, you say awesome. Class 21. Awesome. Class 21. Awesome. Great job. Wow, that was one of the most enthusiastic starts we've ever had. We are so excited to welcome you all here this evening for a very special occasion. It is welcoming and celebrating the service of Class 21 and other fellows. And what I love about Class 21 is I asked them today, I said, what makes this class special? Why are we really celebrating you? And they all got this big smile on their face at the same time, and they said, the first thing was Cuba. So we'll be celebrating our first Cuban fellow, which is pretty exciting. That's a milestone. Yeah, we're excited about that. We clap, we're an interactive bunch. And the second thing they said, we're just united. Like from day one, we just connected, we got each other, we made music together, and we just made each other laugh. And I thought, yes, that is what's unique about this class. All of our fellows are great, and this class exemplified really coming together as a community. People from all different countries, as you can see in the program, issues. And yet on that, right here in that kitchen for walking in at 8 in the morning, and it's like they knew each other. They're like, hey, what's up? And by the end of the week, they're literally rapping, dancing together. That's what this fellowship is all about. It's building those bridges between cultures, between different countries, between different environments, what we have in common, that, which allows us to have more impact. So today, that's what we celebrate. We celebrate what this group has achieved in a short 12 months and what they will continue to achieve in their professional journey. So we like to think of today not as an ending, but as a sending forth as they continue to positively impact our world. So with that, giving a loud, warm welcome to Atlas Core Class 21! Did we get everyone? Excellent. Now, no Atlas Core event would be right without the Atlas Core tradition, your 3 facts. So, to officially introduce themselves, we're going to start at one end and just do a fire Atlas Core 3 facts and introduce yourself to the room.
The facts that are like yeah. I'm from Azerbaijan. My name is Ceyhun, and I worked for Youth for Understanding International Secretariat, but actually just moved here like a week ago.
Hi. Okay, my name is Duham, and I was and I'm serving at DC Scores.
Hi everyone, my name is Anna, and I'm a Moscow Fellow from Russia, serving at amazing university.
My name is Umar. I'm an Atlas Core Fellow from Pakistan. I was serving at Interaction.
I'm Victoria. I'm an Atlas Core Fellow from Russia, serving at Youth Service America.
Hi, my name is Afta, and I'm an Atlas Core Fellow from Pakistan, and I was serving with Empowered Women International.
Good evening, my name is Yuri. I'm an Atlas Core Fellow from Russia at the National Coalition supporting Eurasia. Thank you.
My name is Amira Adam. I'm from Sudan. I served as International Center for Research on Women.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Arit Ametabot, and I'm an Atlas Core Fellow from Cameroon. Award-winning social enterprise, Affinis Lab.
Hi everyone, I am Keser Runja from Pakistan. I'm an Atlas Core Fellow. I served at Girl Rising in New York. I welcome all of you here.
Hi everyone, my name is Anis Masube. I'm an Atlas Core Fellow from Zimbabwe, serving at American Express Foundation.
Hello everyone, my name is Douglas Maru from Nigeria Restless Development.
My name is Yana. I'm an Atlas Core Fellow from Russia, served at YPFP. From Colombia, and I'm serving the area.
Hello. Small Planned Parenthood Federation in New York City.
Hello, my name is Jung Hao Han. I'm an Atlas Core Fellow from South Korea, and I served at World Vision International.
Hello, my name is Brenda Lee. I'm from
Hi, my name is Umair. I'm an Atlas Core Fellow from Pakistan. I served at Voice of America.
My name is Tausif. I'm an Atlas Core Fellow. I'm serving at National Democratic Institute. I'm from Bangladesh. Sorry, I'm using that.
Thank you, fellas. And did you feel that energy? Woo, watch out, world. Watch out, world. I'm excited. The best way to learn about the fellowship experience is to bring the fellowship. To select an individual among them that they think will best represent and to share their experience during this graduation decision, because they picked just one, they picked 2 speakers, because I think they have a lot of story to tell. I think they say, let's do it twice. So I'm going to welcome forward the 2 speakers this evening, and I'll let you all decide who's our Atlas Core Fellow from Sudan, who served at the International Center for Research on, and the Core Fellow from Cameroon, who served at the award-winning Please join me in welcoming Amir and thank you so much. Why being selected as class speaker, and it has like how tough the decision of what to tell them was like a full year of experiences. In here. Last February, I was offered
to join Atlas course, which is a year-long fellowship in the US. It was for me as it was very the one coming here, a new, completely new environment, starting from the scratch. Won, and I decided to accept the challenge and came here. A year later, and as I am standing in front of you, ICRW added that gender lens to my vision. I started realizing that even though poverty might be a root cause of all the social issues we're facing now, but gender is not a lesser cause. The first 3 months at ICRW was a bit challenging, trying to being working in a US environment. I learned that email is the golden code. Without it, you're done. I learned that time is very much respected, and that every member of the team had their own specific work and role that they contribute to complete the picture. That I need to be more proactive and reaching out to people asking for more work. However, this fellowship is not just about professionally. It's about, sorry, I'm a bit nervous. So it's about the overall experience of taking ourselves out of the comfort zone we used to and making ourselves very vulnerable. Our lives are our stories. Many of us are written those, but at the same time, there are new characters that we need to improvise with. And honestly, telling you that being in the US during 2016 as a Muslim woman wearing hijab was not any fun all the time. For the first time in my life, I felt very disadvantaged and powerless. Being judged of who I look and what I believe in was like the first time in my life to face such a problem. Especially with my mother sitting back home watching news all day long and calling every day. Are you okay? Are you safe? You want to come back? What will happen to you? Are they gonna report you back? What will happen to you? And nobody actually knew what will happen. All the uncertainties and insecurities were all over the place. However, and the best part of it was the tremendous support I received from every and each one here in the US. Suzanne, my supervisor, my colleagues and friends at ICRW, Atlas course staffs and board, and most importantly, my fellow friends. Invaluable, such an lesson, the painful experience I went through. During the last year, we shared a lot together as a fellow. We shared almost everything. We laughed a lot, we made fun of each other, we learned different cooks, we learned a new culture, and we supported each other and downs. We learned how to live in a very limited stipend, yet how to enjoy being in DC and what America has to offer for all of us. The most important thing I have learned interacting with those amazing people or change leaders from all over the world that change is possible and it is coming. In class 21 were 23 fellows from 11 countries in different continents, languages, living in different religions, from completely different backgrounds and life experiences. One common thing that brought all of us together. We are all human. commonalities are stronger than our differences. That we will change the world if we focus in what brings us together rather than what breaks us apart. Full of inspiration. Take, for example, my amazing friend, Omar Dalkhal from Pakistan, who worked at Interaction, analyzing civil society engagement inside and outside the US. Appreciated by the head of organization I actually presented to board. And he was like really recognized in his work. Or let it to be Anna, my friend, I don't know why are we sitting together. Anna Kantrova, my friend from Russia. She works as a project campaign manager at Mariam's Kitchens. And according to her supervisor, she was able to contribute in raising more than $330,000 in all the projects she worked. I have realized from this fellowship that there are no magical solutions to our chronic social problem. There are no single pill that we can take and become superhero social leader next morning and we will change the world. I learned that social change can and will only happen by persistence and hard work, by doing our part in the best way possible, our passion and dreams. Only we can ensure to make this the world better place for us and for generations to come. Thank you.
Great job, Amelia. Atlas Corps, the amazing Atlas Corps staff and board members here present, representatives of various host organizations, representatives of the State Department, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. I used to brag about the fact that through my experience as the next Einstein Forum ambassador, 53 African countries, excluding Cameroon, and not be stranded because I knew somebody from each and every one of these countries. I can confidently say that because of my Atlas Corps experience, I can almost go to any country in the world and not be stranded because I know fellows from these countries. Fellows from Pakistan, India, Mexico, Cuba, Venezuela, Russia, Turkey, Australia, Jamaica, Canada, Brazil, South Korea, and you name the rest. The Atlas Corps experience is a unique experience in its own right. Connect unexpected people, places, skills, knowledge, experiences, and ideas in a way that increases our collective wisdom as a group and brings about a change in our perspective as individuals. It is this change of perspective that helps us embrace new knowledge, that fan the flames of creativity, and help bring forth meaningful innovations that go ahead to change our world. The slogan says, change your perspective, change your world. It is therefore my hope and prayer that such multicultural exchanges will continue to take place on an even grander scale. Views towards international cooperation, people, ideas, labor, capital, in favor of monoculturalism, national self-interest, and closed borders. Wow. I must say at this juncture that the world as we know it was never coupled to begin with. We were created to serve one another, to love one another as we love ourselves, to take care of one another and those who are less privileged. And that family includes not only the people of our own tribe, tongue, and nation, but also the rest of the world. It will interest you to know that our world has become more tightly linked today than it was ever before. And that's why it makes perfect sense that a downturn anywhere in the world is a downturn everywhere. We must therefore push back against every form of racial resentment, intolerance of multiculturalism, mistrust of outsiders, and nationalistic isolationism. Most prime, we must keep these evil Decepticons trying to tear us apart out of our world. My dear Class 21 fellows, we may have come to the end of our fellowship experience here in the United States, but our work in the world is far from over. Scratch the surface yet. There are still 263 million children and youth who are out of school from the primary to the upper secondary level. Children are still being exploited in the global sex trade. People still lack access to clean water, and human rights abuses are still at an all-time high. Of course, here seated represents a social issue that we care deeply about. And so as we go back to our respective countries, we must remember that there are many whose potentials are waiting to be unlocked through the impact that we create in our communities. First work experience will come from the companies you create. And who else can do it than those who are crazy enough to believe that they can change the world? And that is you and I. And so as I conclude, I would like to leave you with the words of this poem, one written by an anonymous author, which reads thus: "Can feed generations. One song can spark a moment, can wake the dream, can start a forest. One bird out spring begins friendship, lifts a soul. One star can guide a ship at sea, can frame the goal. One vote can change a nation, lights a room. One candle wipes out darkness. One laugh will conquer gloom. One step must start each journey, must start the prayer. One hope will raise our spirits. One touch can show you care, can speak with wisdom, can know what is true, and one life can make a difference." I'll not be complete without me saying a special thank you to all the Atlas Corps staff here present and the board members, to my supervisor, who is unavoidably absent, Shahid Amanullah, and finally to my amazing, wonderful girlfriend, Besant, here seated, who came all the way from Maryland before to support me today. And finally to my dear fellows, and I say to you, go right your world. Thank you.
Wow. Thank you both. Thank you both for sharing such personal insight. Yes, that yes, each one of us can be a transformer, and together we can really have true impact. That's what it's all about. We're motivated by people, achieve because of people. That's why I'm excited to welcome our keynote speaker this evening, Esther Benjamin. Esther Benjamin is one of those people that has motivated Atlas Corps, but has motivated hundreds, thousands, I would say, across the world in her professional career. I even think it's amazing. I was taking her around at the beginning, introducing her to some fellows, and I said, Esther, this is our first fellow from Albania. And she said, oh, do you know I know the mayor? And so there's an instant connection, and she's like, I have 4 people traveling to Albania next week. I think that is what's amazing, and that's what Atlas Corps is all about, bringing. To give you a little background on Esther, she's the CEO for Africa Operations with Laureate Education, and she also had a professional history in President Obama's administration, as well as the Peace Corps. So please join me in welcoming Esther Benjamin.
Here, and thank you for your amazing speeches. I was truly inspired, and I'm also just looking at this class, and what a diverse group of people. And thinking back to my Peace Corps days, this is what motivated me to do what I did at Peace Corps. So, graduate, Class 21, Atlas Corps staff, Abby and Scott, I could not be more proud of you. For a very long time, Scott and I have been scheming for 10 years plus, and will continue to do so for many years to come. Other stuff that I'm just meeting and getting to know, and I think I'm going to need some water because I'm kind of losing my voice, so if you wouldn't mind. Thank you. I also see Atlas Corps board members. Ani Blair, who's another dear friend. Truly an honor to be here. And first and foremost, my heartfelt congratulations to our graduates. You did it. Great day to celebrate you and this outstanding program. You were chosen out of many experience of this. And now you have the responsibility to continue your incredible life of service. It is also an honor for me to speak today as I've had the opportunity to be a part of the Atlas Corps family. I would share a few things about my personal, in the hope that it might some guidance and your own increase. Sometimes people hear this very American accent, which I taught myself. They hear that I worked for President Clinton, and they assume that I was born into the life I have today. The truth is actually quite different. I was born in a very small village in the north of Sri Lanka, as you know, a third world country in South Asia. I was blessed, however, with a family that worked hard and above all, believed in the power of education above everything else. When I was a teenager, a brutal civil war broke out in my country. As ethnic minorities, we feared for our lives. We fled Sri Lanka, leaving literally everything behind. We moved to America with just a few suitcases, $500, and that was in 1982, and I was 13 years old. After we moved to America, very sadly, many of my cousins were killed in the war, other family members lost their homes, and many of my cousins grew up without a proper education. Life in America was difficult at first. I knew that education would be the key for my future. Now I can say that in the 20+ years since completing my graduate studies, I've had the opportunity for an international career, working in over 100 countries and on every continent. I was blessed to work with phenomenal leaders, including 2 American presidents, and I served as a member of the United States Senior Foreign Service. Over the past 4 years, I've had the privilege of working with laureate international universities to change lives through higher education around the world. I was based in South Africa for 4 years and have just returned to our global headquarters here in Maryland. Through my journey, there are a few rules that have guided me, and I'm sure these are rules that guide you as well. So here are my rules and some of the nuances behind the rules that I follow. Number 1, and I already heard it from one of the fellows who spoke, work hard. And here's what I think about my rule about working hard. There's just no substitute to hard work. This was the case for us in school, and this is the case for our professional lives. How many of you have read the book Outliers by Malcolm Gladwell? I'm sure many of you have. And how many hours does it take to become an expert at anything? Does anyone remember that? 10,000 hours. Now, you do the math. Working an average of 40 hours a week, it would take nearly 5 years to put in your 10,000 hours, right? One of my secrets has been to put in my 10,000 hours effectively and as fast as I can. I figured out that when I start something new, I put in my 10,000 hours in about 2.5 years. That's the time I give myself to become an expert at what I'm doing in different chapters of my life. Yes, there are people with high IQ, go the farthest, and are the most effective. Just put in the hours. They just consistently work hard. They do this in every iteration of their careers, in every chapter. There's a direct correlation between the hours we put in, the results we achieve, we have. So keep the 10,000 hour rule in mind as you go to your next chapter. Number 2, Think bigger. Dream bigger. Keep dreaming bigger and bolder at each stage of your life. Keep pushing yourself. Once you master something else. Push your boundaries. Get out of your comfort zones. I heard that also, right? Try working in different kinds of jobs. And that's something that I've done every chapter of my life. Work in the private sector. Work in nonprofit organizations. Work in your country. Regionally. Work internationally. In groundbreaking projects throughout your life. Start your own projects. Establish your own organization. Multiple times, if that's what's needed. Invent something that the world needs. Your dreams and passions have the greatest impact when they intersect with the needs of the world. Just never stop dreaming, and nothing is impossible. Always, always think bigger and bolder. As you return to your countries, think bigger than you thought when you arrived here a year ago. 3, surround yourself with great people. And that's something that you have to do in each chapter of your life. You have to be selective about the people in your lives personally and professionally. And I know you've done that to get here. Integrate this in each chapter of our lives. Build great teams. Join great teams. Join organizations based on great people you can work with and learn from. Choose outstanding role models and great mentors. Always keep in touch with them. As you embark on new adventures, be guided by their wisdom as you face challenges. Remain close to inspirational people. People who time as you seek out wise people for yourself, to others than you. When you return to your countries, you will be mentors, no doubt, to people who will be looking up to you. Motivated, inspired person that other people to themselves. Ever to be in a program where you're surrounded by a great group, great staff, and great mentors who you've interacted with. Work at that intentionally as you return. Next rule I have is something that is a given for most of us, but I think we have to continue to work at it. And that rule is to be an impeccable character integrity. There's one thing we can never compromise on, and that is our integrity. We should be concerned, not our reputation. Character, integrity, values, ethics. You cannot compromise on these. Our character and our integrity are manifested in everything we do every day. The decisions we make, people, how we treat the most ordinary people in our lives every day. You never, people don't trust you. Always, always be of impeccable character and integrity. It's not about those dilemmas about ethics and morality. It's really the everyday, how you tackle life challenges and decisions. Not least, have a positive outlook and a long-term view of life. The most important part of having a positive outlook on life is to be optimistic far in life. Being optimistic It's a choice you make every day. Always choose a positive reaction to what happens to you. No matter what happens, I believe in finding the silver lining in the dark cloud and a way of being every day. Having a positive outlook in life is also about having a long-term view of life. In the work we do, truly long-term. Do not burn out. It's easy to burn out. It's long-term. It's a marathon. There are bad days in the work that we do. Persevere, persistent, have stamina. Some of you may have watched the TED Talk about grit, as perseverance for long-term goals. Mandela said it best. After climbing a great hill, finds that there are many more hills to climb. I love that quote. Be the best you by having a positive outlook on life, long-term view of life. As you wrap up today, I hope you are re-energized to give back to your countries. My favorite quotes from the Bible, actually, is, to whom much is given, much is expected. Each one of us here is incredibly blessed, and we have an obligation to make a difference for those less fortunate than us. Also said that at every stage of our lives, no matter what age we are, we need to give back. A good friend of mine and a friend of Scott's as well, named Laura Galinsky, wrote in 2013, Business Review, of obligation. Laura said that people who successfully tackle big problems are driven by obligation. Times in your life when you felt compelled to act become your North Star. They keep you going in a positive direction when everything seems dark. And is not only to the world, to yourself. I have continued to put myself in situations where I experience these moments of obligation over and over again. This moment, your graduation, obligation. When you feel compelled from the country to give back in your country where you will return soon. We celebrate you today. Wonderful milestone for Atlas Corps, for you, the extended Atlas Corps family. You were extraordinary when you arrived here a year ago. I know that for a fact. Now that you've had the opportunity of a lifetime with Atlas Corps, you have an even greater future ahead. Take on the world, change the world, the world, to following your great successes in the years ahead. Your bold ideas. We need your incredible energy now more than ever. I can hardly wait to see what you do in the world. I can hardly wait to see what you do. Congratulations, Class 21.
Thank you, Esther, very much. My rules were actually just your rules that I put my name on. So, well, congratulations, Class 21. Thank you, everybody, for coming out tonight. This is an amazing group of fellows. So we have just 3 awards to do, and then we're going to do to our fellows. But I just want to say, to briefly echo, it has been an incredible year. From our 10-year anniversary to a momentous election, and that all happened in just 1 month in November. been shaped by the past year and helped shape and fellow the Atlas Core community, and it's truly an incredibly dynamic group. To say about that, so I won't. Other than congratulations, thank you to everybody who came out tonight to show your support for these fellows, to show your support for Atlas Core. You know, each fellows experience is an amazing 12 to 18-month experience. Community is this ongoing experience where in 2 weeks, class 24 will arrive, and hopefully you'll be back here to celebrate them as we grow to build this larger community of world-changing leaders. As we continue to expand and push ourselves, as Esther challenged us to think larger and to think bigger, because the challenges of the world are not getting any smaller. Those world-changing leaders who come into our program go out an even bigger view of themselves, with an even greater capacity to change, an even greater network to make that happen. That is what Atlas Core is all about. And that's what all of us in this room, and up here and in the room. So thank you all very much for coming out. Do it alone. We cannot do it by ourselves. So we need to take the time to appreciate those who really make Atlas Core a huge success. We'd like to give 3 of those awards tonight. Distinguished Partner Award. Distinguished Service. This generally goes to a host organization who's hosted in most cases multiple. Tonight we're giving this award to Miriam's Kitchen. The award-winning Miriam's Kitchen. Now multiple award-winning, but just one tonight. Partner, we can always count on them to give our fellows an incredible experience, and they have hosted many fellows over the years. And they're one of the best organizations at celebrating both the little and big wins along the way, which frankly we need to do in life. And it's helpful when your place of service does that. They go well above and beyond the traditional host-fellow relationship, and that they truly treat their fellows as one of their full-time team members. Delicious warm meals to guests, advocating for laws that work to end chronic homelessness in the district, home away from home. Miriam's Kitchen is amazing at what they do, and we feel honored to partner with them. We've been waiting to honor Miriam's Kitchen, and we always use them as well. Thing, Health Care, Save the Children, Ashoka, World Wildlife Fund, World Vision. We are very proud of these host organizations. But it's not just organizations that benefit from Atlas Core. The fact that an award-winning homeless shelter and organization looking to end homelessness in DC has hosted multiple fellows over the years from multiple regions of the world is awesome. The talent exists everywhere, and we can learn from those individuals, and they can learn from us. And it's just such a great example of Atlas Core. So please join me in recognizing our distinguished partner in global service, Miriam's Kitchen. Wei Powers, Chief Development Officer at Miriam's Kitchen, to accept the award on their behalf and say the award. Great. Here you go. Congratulations.
Oh, thank you. I think you took the words out of my mouth, actually. I mean, another round of applause for the Atlas Core members. You can already tell they're brave, smart, passionate. They have to be because they are placed at, global heavyweights, like you mentioned. And you might ask, well, how could a small local service organization benefit from an organization like Atlas Core? And my answer to that is when you are a small organization with a lot to do, there's never enough hands, and you have the opportunity to bring someone talented on like Anna. Before she even officially started, she helped translate for a guest who only spoke Russian. And we were we might have not been able to otherwise. She was writing a pitch document for us to do a fundraiser. Just responds to everything we give to her with this great positivity and a smile, like, sure, why not? And she tackles it. And she does it with smarts and with positivity and warmth. And anyone who has come to know Anna through Miriam's Kitchen just gets this warm feeling. So honestly, we feel very blessed to have had her on our team. She has truly been a tremendous representative, and we are so excited that she's extending her time with us. So just want to thank you all.
Thank you. Thank you very much. It's about a third of our fellows will extend for up to 18 months, and we love it when that happens. And so we're glad that even though Anna's graduating tonight, she's got a few more months ahead of her in the United States. Warmer months, summer months, as opposed to those difficult winter months.
I'm from Siberia.
I'm from Siberia. I appreciate you making that joke because I was about to. And I thought, oh, the culturally insensitive Siberian joke was probably not the way to go. So thank you for doing it yourself. It's saved me. Russia. We truly transitioning. Tonight we're also recognizing one of our great supporters in global service, a foundation or a donor or an institution that's helping us succeed. It's fellows, it's host, and it's also, of course, philanthropic support. So tonight we're honoring a supporter who's seen the value of our work and has grown their support over the years, and it's the U.S. Embassy in Moscow. The fellows they supported were our first 4 Russian fellows who are graduating tonight. And after hearing about the impact of their work, they expand their support to engage even more inspiring leaders from Russia, something that we really like. And the embassy has been supportive in their investment as well, fellows, which includes meeting with them. They've done a great job of helping disseminate our causes. Embassies around the world do this. It's one of the reasons why we get people starting the application each year. But it helps when the Twitter account and the Facebook page, the Fulbright Alumni Networks puts the word out there. Amazing candidates from Russia, which is why we have amazing Russian fellows and really from all over the world. No one could be here from the U.S. Embassy unless things have changed. So from the U.S. Embassy in Moscow or any State Department Russian desk people here are more than happy to be publicly embarrassed or acknowledged. But I do actually believe they're following along on our Facebook live stream. So thank you. Thank you, U.S. Embassy in Moscow. And thank you for supporting these amazing Russian fellows and the next group of Russian fellows who are arriving soon. And then the final award before we get to the main event is our Distinguished Volunteer in Global Service. And Atlas Corps has always been a hugely dependent and thankful for the volunteer support that we've had. We have local ambassadors who serve as first friends. We have probably people who consider themselves nominators of our Atlas Corps candidates, and many other ways that people volunteer. Of course, perhaps the most engaged way you can possibly volunteer for any nonprofit is to serve on the board of the organization. I've been on the board for over half the life of the organization. She's been on the board, I think, for 6 years, and has served as the chair for nearly 3 of those years, the last 3 years. And they've been big years. I mean, we have challenges and we have big wins. It's not a dull place to serve or to work or to be on the board of. And an incredible friend and mentor and leader. You know, I think sometimes people think I'm a founder of an organization. It goes to founders and CEOs in general. Amazing board chair who once a year, if not more regularly when needed, sits down and gives me an evaluation, feedback. And it's kind of nice for people, everyone who works, presumably most people in this room, to have a boss like Ani who sits down and tells you, hey, this is what you're doing right, better. But is there to help advance the organization mission and just in every way that she has been able to make a success, including this last year, which is our 10-year anniversary. Off the board chairmanship soon. Like any good board member, she's brought on more new board members, including Mary Beth Goodman is in the room and others. So tonight we'd like to recognize, for the first time ever actually, the chair of our board as our Distinguished Volunteer in Global Service, and invite you up for an award and a picture and to say a few words. Her husband and beautiful daughter are also here.
We've had some amazing speeches tonight, and I can't repeat those at all. So thank you for Esther for that wonderful speech. Thank you, Scott and Abby and all the staff, organizations, the amazing fellows, Beth, and of course to my wonderful husband. Possible because he allows me to volunteer for things like this, including late night calls, and our wonderful daughter who's asleep in the back. organization, all of you know that. I encourage you to get involved in any way you can. I started out going to pumpkin carvings and trips to the portrait gallery with more about the organization stories for the fellows, where they came from, what they were doing here, and where they were going afterwards. And that inspired me. And together we have worked hard to grow the organization. We've surpassed 70 countries. We're fast on our way to reaching 1,000 fellows. And I know there's much more in store for Atlas Corps being here tonight.
I'm sure your daughter will appreciate the speech later and realize how awesome her mom is. Because don't our kids realize how great we are? So those are the awards tonight, and now for the main show, the fellows. I'm going to invite up, I believe, Nick, and award the certificates, the graduation certificates. Nick, on our team.
So before we get started, I just want to echo what everyone else has said. This is especially special to me. You started full-time during your second week here in the US. It's a pleasure to see how much you've grown and progressed over this year. So without further ado, we can get started. Abid Hussein Shah Syed, who served at Creative National, he with us tonight. But his supervisor, that Abid kept a positive attitude, and it's requiring less and less oversight over time. Picked up additional work. So congratulations. Abida Supervisor Sarah said that it has been a joy having Abida here for the past year. Part of our team. Streamlined yet analytical approach to measuring impact has led to wonderful enhancements in our systems and has enabled the rest of the team to become empowered to participate in this important element of our programs. She's left her mark on EWI. So congratulations, Abida. Next, we have Amir Al-Fadil Adam Abdallah, who served at the International Center for Research on Women. Suzanne said that Abida has brought valuable skills, a collaborative style, and help. Whether reviewing the literature on women and girls, empowerment for a Gates Foundation funded project, turns to a land rights program in Vietnam, in Sudan to conduct interviews for a UNICEF project on child marriage, your flexibility have been tremendous assets. So congratulations, Amir. Next, we have Anna Pantarova, who served at Miriam's Kitchen. Anna's supervisor said that Anna brings a positive can-do attitude to any and every task assigned to her. In the kitchen, helping to translate for a guest, designing materials for donors or proposals, Anna is happy to lend her help with a smile. Interacting with Anna has left with the experience. So, next, we have Oray Tame Talbot, who served at Labs, and his supervisor, even before he arrived in our office, Talbot was hard at work solving problems that were nearly impossible for us to solve. He took everything we threw at him and had such a positive attitude that he used, enabling us to hit deadlines and launch whole new lines of business that we believe will change. Congratulations, Talbot. organization leaders of the Americas created a phenomenal social media toolkit for recruitment, launched an app that was used at our closing summits, a social media ambassadors program. She's been an invaluable team player and a real asset for our team. Now we have Douglas Jeffumari Marulu, who served at Restless Development, and his supervisor, Jean, said that Douglas's experience with communications and journalism has been a great asset for us at Restless Development. He launched a Q&A blog series years, presence and strategy, bringing new attention to this area. He has hopes that we will continue to use and build on. He'll always be a part of the Restless family, so congratulations, Douglas. We have Duha Ahmed Mukhtar Al-Mardi, who served at DC Scores, and her supervisor, Tony, said that Duha's willingness to learn, try new things, and fill in wherever we needed her was very important for a lean organization like ours. Her passion for the work we did was apparent in every conversation she had about DC Scores with a donor, partner, or even strangers, and it was even more evident in her interactions with our kids and the team she coached. Congratulations, Duha. So now we have Anesu Masube, who served at the Atlas Scores, actually the American Express Foundation. And his supervisor, Richard, said that Anesu has been a hardworking and steadfast member of our team who consistently delivers positive results. From monitoring our Global American Express Leadership Academy alumni efforts to managing our annual Global Alumni Summit, Anesu has successfully executed our customized programs that support our Academy franchise while enriching the leadership experience of our growing alumni base. I also hear that he has really good DJ skills. Congratulations, Anesu. So now we have Jehoon Baliev, who served at Youth for Understanding, and his supervisor, Doug, said that Jehoon was always willing to help, even if it meant physical labor as we moved offices. He has a sharp sense of humor, always getting the joke, even with the subtleties of the English language. History, which is very Lina Maria Labuena Silva, who served at America Solidaria, and her supervisor, Rebecca, said that it's impossible to overestimate the impact that Lina Maria has had in America Solidaria. She's been a source of energy, innovation, information, creativity, and support. Thanks to her tireless dedication, we developed a new system for fellow selection, reviewers and interviewers, and almost doubled our yearly goal for fellow placement in the first half of the year. Congratulations, Lina. Now we have Masuma Hader, who served at the American Red Cross. And her supervisor, Omar, said that it has been a real pleasure having Masuma on the American Red Cross team. Her enthusiasm and interest in the work we do together has been measurable, and her contributions have been thoughtful and important. Masuma represents the best of the Atlas Core program. Congratulations, Masuma. Next we have Kaizar Ahmed, who served at Girl Rising. Whoa. And his supervisor, Colleen, said that Kaizar has been a valuable addition to the team. He offered us an important perspective, including on how GR's film and tools can be adapted for use in Pakistan, on gender sensitization trainings using GR materials. We, in turn, have adapted some of the activities he created for us for use in the US. We greatly appreciate the contribution he made during his time with us. So congratulations, Kasa. Now we have Sunha Wang, who served at World Vision International, and her supervisor, Christy, said that Sunha has made valuable contributions to our education team. Knowledge management of our literacy program countries, and also educated gender-based violence. Research, practice, report writing, grammatic theory changes. So congratulations, Sunha. So next we have Tosif Sanzu, who serves at the National Democratic Institute. His supervisor, Lauren, said that Tosif is a creative, His fresh perspective added tremendous value, and his abilities talented and someone with tips. He joined us at a time when we had just started programming with our digital. We have Umar Dill, who served at Interaction, and his super said that Umar is a terrific person who really fits in with Interaction. His projects became more complex than originally anticipated, and performed its energy. So congratulations, Umar. Next, we have Victoria Rubinovic, who served at Youth Service America, and her supervisor, Michael, said that Victoria has helped YSA tell the story of youth changing the world in creative ways. From writing profiles of our weekly Everyday Young Hero honorees, to managing our social media engagement, to curating inspiring multimedia content about our partners and grantees, her creativity and communication skills shine through. The entire YSA team enjoyed working with and learning from her, including a few words of Russian. So congratulations, Victoria. So next we have Yana Kraskowaska who served at the Young Professionals in Foreign Policy. And her supervisor, Jarell, said that when Yana gave strategic guidance during leadership meetings, everyone listened. Total ninja on managing our website platform. She drove incredible value at both ends of the spectrum. YPFP will miss Yana dearly. So congratulations, Yana. Next, we have Lady Maria Gonzalez, who served at the International Planned Parenthood Federation, Western Hemisphere. Professor Moira said that Lady has been instrumental to advance the goals of the organizational learning and evaluation team at IPPF. She's incorporated dynamism with innovative ideas and communications expertise. She's challenged us to think outside the box and push the envelope further. She's brought humor into many of our meetings with her video productions and has been a wonderful addition to our team. And last but not least, we have Yuri Terekov, who served at National Coalition Eurasian Jewelry. And his supervisor, Leslie, said that Yuri is conscientious, smart, well-organized, and mature. We've benefited from his work and have enjoyed having him as a member of our NCSEJ team. I'm certain that he will be a success in whatever he chooses to do in the future. So congratulations, Yuri. Okay, so now we've arrived at one of my favorite parts of the evening where we give out what we call class superlatives. So the whole class votes on these 6 different categories for best motivator, most transformed, most likely to make everyone laugh, most outgoing, and most culturally adaptable, and most likely to lead their country. For the first award of best motivator, we are honoring Anna Pantaleo. For most transformed, we are honoring Brenda. Most likely to make everyone laugh goes to Kaisa. Most outgoing goes to Anesu Masude. Most culturally adaptable goes to Victoria Rubiner. Finally, most likely to lead their country goes to Umer Dill.
So thank you, Nick, and congratulations once again to all our fellows here. They're an amazing group. They are amazing. And as I mentioned in the beginning, Atlas Corps Class 21 is a special group for numerous reasons. One of them was that they were the first group, when we had their welcome event months ago, they were the first group to actually create their own creative interpretation of welcoming themselves. They said, Abby, we have a video to show. So now every class after has had to one-up that. So now we have this like creative competition that it's amazing what a group can accomplish within 2 weeks of knowing each other and of being in a new country. So they did not disappoint this evening. And we have not 1, but 2. So with that, I'm going to ask our live fellow surprise. Are you all ready to do the live fellow surprise? We're gonna have that one go first, and then we're gonna have the digital fellow surprise go second. So we will wait with eager anticipation. Our fellows have been busy practicing, I think, all of today as they gather together. Maybe we should do the digital ready? Now, we're going to take a moment, talk amongst yourself, get to know your neighbor. Oh, can you share a microphone, Meredith? Will you share your microphone with that group? It's behind your computer. So we are going to have a performance by 3 of our graduating fellows, Anna, Yana, and Sunha, and then one of our newest fellows, Cal, who has just joined us in January. So already cross-class collaboration. So without further ado, musical quartet. Get back, going to now. Nothing gonna stop you when you find an addiction. I reckon it's again my turn. So I won't hesitate no more, no more. He cannot wait. I'm yours. Open up your mind and say like me. Open up your plans and tell you're free. Open to your heart and you find love, 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 love. And see one big family. Love, 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 love. So hesitate no more. I cannot wait. I'm yours. Don't need to complain. I need sure I'm yours. Amazing, amazing. Thank you all. A song in their hearts. It's not just a saying, it's literal for our fellows. That was outstanding. Thank you for sharing that with us. Second surprise of the evening. I don't know much, so please direct your eyes up front.
Yay! That's really good. Victoria, how was your experience here? That's it. How was your experience? You're not going to show that again. No. Nice to meet you. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. Teacher, teacher. Because we get to see each other and have friendship here in the US. And she's gonna come to visit me in Korea, right? Thank you.
Was the most wonderful experience ever.
How was your experience? That's not the secret. The most proudest fellows ever. Like Anna, Amita, non-stop.
experience. The personal one, I'm talking about the personal. She had an amazing personal experience. So good.
Outstanding. It was like Atlas Core, unedited, the live version. For those of you who may not have noticed, that was actually all taken from today. So thank you, Kaiser, for being our video man on the spot. So impressive. And so with that, fellows, it is with bittersweet words that we send you on your way as you continue this journey of life. But it is with inspiration that we know you will continue to impact the world. And so we thank you for sharing this year with us. We wish you the best. We look forward to seeing your achievements in the future. We also look forward to the inspiration you will have on our network as our Class 24 arrives in 2 weeks. They are your little siblings and they'll be looking to you for advice. You all inspired them to be part of this fellowship. So we want to thank all of you. You all make this possible, whether as a host organization, a volunteer, a donor. It is because of you that we are able to bring these inspired, dynamic, and creative leaders to the United States. So thank you for being here. Know that you do not yet have to leave. Please stay, mix and mingle, get to know these individuals, and then come back again on Thursday, May 25th, because that is when we will welcome Atlas Core Class 24 right here in this same space. So thank you all. Congratulations. And we hope to see you soon.
Let me tell you with people, but let me grab my bag first. I need to secure it. It's live.
Smile. Aaron. Thank you. Okay. Let me,